вечір.
Good evening.
Good evening to everyone. So thank you for being present, dear participants. Sorry for keeping you waiting a bit. There were some moments, organizational moments that we had to discuss since it's just the first session of ours. And let me start by saying that we are very thankful to all of you for choosing this course, Introduction to CELTA, for for your willingness to boost your career prospects, for your willingness. Sorry, okay, I have to mute some people. For your willingness to, for your professional development, yeah. So we do understand that it's already the evening and quite a lot of you are students and you are tired and I would say exhausted at the end of these working days. Still, you are here and it shows that Ukraine has a great future with such a generation of new teachers. And now, let me welcome our, I cannot say guests because these are people thanks to whom this Introduction to CELTA course is offered to you. These are Olena Ilienko, the president of the organization TESOL-Ukraine, and Marina Cehelska, the vice president of TESOL-Ukraine. We're giving the floor to you. Thank you. You're welcome.
Thank you, Olena. And I would like to say some words for our participants of the course. Dear participants of the course Introduction to CELTA, the course we are launching today. As a president of TESOL-Ukraine, maybe some of you know that this is a professional association of teachers of English language in Ukraine, a branch of the international TESOL. I feel really honored to be here and to start this event. It's a great pleasure for me, really, that we managed to launch this course today, and that we will have opportunities to speak to discuss modern methodologies, to master them, and to speak about the challenges that novice teachers face and the possible solutions. Feel mutual understanding of different generations of teachers, to feel like-mindedness and sense of community. We believe that in the dark times of TESOL-Ukraine, that we are having now, TESOL-Ukraine will play a vital role in the professional life of all young teachers present at this training. You will get training from real professionals, and they will bring you opportunities to focus on continuous professional development, community building, and provide a comprehensive support of your professional career. I look forward to the opportunity to work together, to contribute to the success of the event and explore ways to collaborate with the young generation of English language teachers for the benefit of English language teaching in Ukraine. Best wishes to all of you in this training. Thank you.
And thank you, Olena. And just a couple of words. Together with other colleague, Sally Laluzerna Oy, we were the developers of the course that was launched many years ago. And I do hope that this year it gets a fresh start and you will benefit from all the knowledge that our colleagues can give you. So good luck, Olena, Yulia. Olena, first of all, and we wish you all professional success and with TESOL Ukraine as well.
Thanks a lot, dear colleagues, for these wishes to all of us. I'm also thankful, and I would like to introduce Anna Podosynnikova, one more TESOL member. So that's our colleague from Sumy State Pedagogical University, the head of the Department of Foreign Language and Linguodidactics. Yeah, am I right? And as well as my colleague, whom quite a lot of students present here, those who are the students of our university know, that's Yulia Klimovich. So she will provide both moral and technical assistance to me throughout this course. So welcome, so dear colleagues, and thanks a lot for your support. Now, that's high time for all of us to start. Since you are eager, I know that you are eager to refresh your knowledge on a lot of aspects that you maybe already know, as well as you'd like to acquire new knowledge and new skills. So, introduction to CELTA course. So, the developers of the course are Marina Cehelska. We've already given the floor to her, and Sally Laluzerne OI. So, our American colleague, who unfortunately is not present today, but she was sending her heartfelt and warmest wishes to all of you, and so she will join us a bit later by the end of April. Actually, she's now in Japan, and because of this 7-hour difference in time zones, she cannot be present since it's like late at night in that country. And the trainer of the course, that's me. Some of you know me, those who are the students of our university. So with some of you, we will get acquainted, and I do believe that it will be a productive and prolific work, and you will like it. So I'm an associate professor at Zhytomyr Ivan Franko State University, and since 2020, I'm a CELTA certified teacher of English. That's the point that Marina welcomed me to become the trainer of this course, and I'm honored to do that. Okay, so here is the plan. So here comes the plan of our today's session. So we have a lot of items on this agenda. And first of all, as you do not know each other yet, so that will be high time for you to get acquainted. And how we will do that? So I've prepared one, I believe, interesting activity for networking, for developing networking. Now we with Yulia will assign you in groups of 6 people in each. And there you will need to discuss your backgrounds in order to find at least 3 commonalities. The more the better, but at least 3. The topics suggested for the discussion are education and learning, hobbies and interests, travel experience, personality, your mindset, fun, and maybe some random facts about you. But the condition here is that you are not going to discuss some generic things like all of us are students, because that's understood, that's obvious. So talk about and think about some more specific things to consider. Okay, so how much time do you feel you'll need for such an activity? So will 6-7 minutes be enough? Yeah, okay. So
Maybe,
yeah,
yeah.
you are nodding your heads, that's why. So you agree. Julia, will you please help me?
Yes, we're ready. I guess we may start. So welcome in breakout rooms.
But when we moved.
Okay, that's high time for all of us to start sharing our experiences and commonalities. So, unfortunately, I was planning to switch between these rooms, and then I understood so that I'm a participant just in one of them. That's why I had to stay, and we were looking for commonalities with the students of that group. Some of them were like the students of our university. Some of them were quite new to me. That's why I'm thankful to them for not keeping mum, for sharing their experience participants, yeah, and for being so open-minded and open-hearted. So thank you for this rapport you established. Now, could you please think of a presenter in each of your groups? Yeah, so think of the bravest of the bravest, the person who could just express their opinion of the whole group of yours and just present what commonalities you managed to find out. Who will
I'm
it be?
ready.
So, Tatiana, you're welcome.
Okay, I would introduce room number 4. It is a community of girls who are very active, like reading, swimming, also animals. It means that these people are very friendly, kind, can support. Just also, all this community, all this room consists of girls who smiles. And just okay, and some of them would like to travel around the world.
Perfect. So perfect. Thank you. Yeah. So you were lucky to have the people with like a common mindset as far as I can see, because like you are smiling, they were smiling, and maybe so like that was sketchy because now you are smiling. Okay. Room number 1, 2, 3, 5, 6. So who'd like to continue? Okay, Alexandra Shperyakova. So introduce the room you were in. You worked in.
Yeah, I don't remember the number of my room, but it was the girls that really like teaching, that really likes reading, and I think that I have a match with girl Victoria, because we are both from the dynasty of teachers in our family. Also, it was really interesting to speak with Alina, because she's, I think that advanced maybe teacher, yeah, or tutor. So, and it was really interesting to speak with Ina. She was told that she really likes reading and read detective stories.
That's great. So you now remember the names of at least these people you worked with. It's
Yeah.
perfect. Then I have one more hand raised. That was who was the first? So sorry, maybe in not the chronological succession, but I will ask Lera to continue.
Can you hear me? I'm sorry, internet is not so good. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Here as well.
I am from group number 2, and only 4 of us could say something because the other had some problems with the connection. And actually, it was difficult to have some similarities. Only like we all love English and we like traveling. Some of us would like to travel around the Ukraine or around different countries because haven't had such opportunities before, such experiences. And that's all. It was interesting just to talk about hobbies because we are all different, and we can have some new experiences here.
Thanks a lot. Thank you, Lera. We're giving the floor to Nastya Ruda.
So yes, we were in the room 13, and I would say that we had a little time because it was hard for us to find some common things, because we were really diverse in this communication. Some of us had some hobbies like playing on musical instruments. Some of us plays on drums, ukulele.
Ukulele.
Yes, sorry. Some of us also likes reading books, taking pictures. Also, we all have or had dogs in the past. So yes, I would like to communicate more with these girls in order to find more common things, and maybe we could have more time to communicate.
You will definitely have a lot of time and a lot of activities to participate in. So I believe you will still have an opportunity to talk with all of them. Maria Ladanai, yeah? Am I right?
Yeah, thank you for reading it correctly. So, I don't remember the number of my group, and actually, girls from my group were quite shy. So, at least with that one who expressed her idea, we have one commonality. It's like a common hobby. We like embroidery and like crocheting, something like that. So, it's quite good.
Thanks a lot. Thank you. Yulia Andreevna Grishko.
Yeah, thank you so much. I agree with Maria. Everyone were really shy during our small talk, but still we managed to share our ideas and our hobbies. And actually, we have a lot in common, but I think the most important is our motivation to become better, to gain and to improve after this course. Also, we all like to read, and we all are active people. We like to play different kind of sports. Someone likes to dance, someone likes to go to the gym or go hiking. But I must say that I'm actually very excited to have such an amazing colleagues in the future because I really liked girls. They were very cheerful, very polite, and it was a great experience for me.
Thank you, Yulia. It's great that you have so many interests. Yeah, you've enumerated so many of them. So thank you. Елизавета Бойко.
Yes, I'm going to introduce the fifth room and our commonalities that we all like cooking different dishes from salt dishes to different desserts. Also, we've traveled and visited some countries and the main goal that we are going to develop our skills at this course, and we all joined it to be better in English.
Travelers who never stop learning. That's how I can describe your team, yeah, your group. Thank you. So, Katarina Kushnir.
Good evening, everyone. I'm a representative of group number 11. There were just 5 of us, and actually we were not that talkative. But I can say not about similarities, but we are all very different. We're all from different cities and different universities, but we all love teaching English, and all of us have some, experience in tutoring. I can say about some interesting facts which were shocking for me personally. For example, Tanya from our group, she have ever eaten mushrooms, and she loves coffee. Some of people love Asian culture, and some have a lot of pets. Like for me personally, 6 pets are too much. Yeah, some of us have lived abroad, and it was an interesting talk. I'm really grateful to everyone who were in the same group with me. Thank you.
Thank you. All the courses of the kind, it's all about sharing and cascading your knowledge and about networking. So the course may finish, but you will still stay in touch with those people. You'll get acquainted now. Always remember about it. So Katya, so you're welcome. Katerina Strydyuk.
Yeah, okay, so we had also a very good conversation, yes, between girls. I do not actually remember what room we were representing. That was 12, yeah,
12,
or something.
12, yeah, 12.
Yeah. Okay, so, and I found out together with girls that all of us like reading, yeah, so, and really we are serious bookworms, yeah, and all of us read the books in English language. Also, okay, that was something in common. And what was the different? Yeah, so that we were from different cities. And for me, that was interesting to find out that one student is from Lviv, another one from Kiev region. Yes, that was amazing, actually. So some of us, we are into sport, into running, yeah, so, and learning foreign languages. And of course, yes, so it's not discussed, yeah, but we like teaching, yeah.
Yeah, nobody mentioned that, yeah, but that's what you added. I've been in this group, so that's why, yeah, I am pleased for being a participant this time, not just a teacher, not just a trainer, but a participant as well. Tatiana, you're welcome.
Okay, thanks. So, I had like the group 8. I'm representative of 8 group. So I would like to say that, okay, in my group we have different representatives from Kryvyi Rih region, from Volyn, from oh my God, Chernihiv, if I'm not wrong. And I would also say, okay, we have a great discussion, although that wasn't so much time. We would really appreciate, no, not appreciate, would really love to work with the teenagers. I don't know why it's maybe the biggest the strength of us, and I don't know how we came up to that conclusion. Just like advice for everyone, if you would like to get rid of wisdom tooth, come to Mykolaiv. It's like 1,000 hryvnias per one tooth, like just like came out of nowhere. That fact, sorry. Fun fact. Yeah.
Oh, and if the course starts with so many words of great, 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 then it has a promising beginning. And we will continue. So, guys, now I will continue sharing my screen. So, can you see it? Can you see it? React?
Yes,
Yeah.
we can.
Yeah.
Yes, we can.
Perfect. Then, now I'm interested in your motives or your grounds for participating in this Introduction to CELTA course. That's why right now I'd like you to like leave some comments in the form of bullet points. So do not present extended sentences because you see that there are a lot of us and it will take a lot of time. So I'm going to insert like this link here. So can you see it in the chat? Yeah, yeah.
Yes.
Then could you please add your comments so that they could be visible on this slide of mine, yeah? And then we will analyze if what is your motivation, what are your motives, what are your grounds behind participating in this course. Remember about these bullet points. No extended sentences to save time. So maybe I will stop sharing so that you couldn't just read what other participants are texting right now, okay? Let your ideas be fully original. So 2 people have already presented their answers. I'm thankful to them. And I'm waiting, 3, yeah, I'm waiting for more. Then we will start analyzing them. Okay. Yeah, maybe that will be high time for me to start sharing and to start commenting. Yeah. So to expand my knowledge, yeah, then to learn something new, meet interesting people and discover new teaching techniques, skills enhancing, methodology, interested in novel methodology, maybe like new approaches, like that's what you wanted to say. Systemize my knowledge, yeah, professional improvement, understand the needs of my students better. Oh, such a great motive. And then knowledge, self-improvement, improve. Again, thank you. Yeah, more important information for teaching, possibility of teaching abroad, growth for me, building connections. Then to refresh my knowledge, yeah, find out about the field of teaching and try myself in this sphere, building connections, more important information, professional development. Okay, meet interesting people and discover new teaching techniques, sum up and deepen my knowledge. Yeah, like quite a lot of kind of commonalities here among these motives. So from what you've left here on this slide, I can come up with the conclusion that here in front of me there are people interested in their professional development, who are quite knowledgeable and skilled, who just want to refresh the on what they know, enhance, yeah, so on the skills they've already acquired, so in order to develop them better. And here are the people interested in how to teach what they already know and what they will gain or acquire to their students in such a way so that it could be truly interesting and engaging and motivational and captivating to them. So thank you guys for this great job done. And now so I'm going to clarify some issues that caused confusion, because from what I've noticed, from what I've heard, quite a lot of people, so students and colleagues, who kept on texting or calling me. So they got intrigued by these word that sounded so enigmatic to them, CELTA. So we are doing our introduction to CELTA course. It's kind of pre-CELTA, but that's not the CELTA yet, yeah? Because if you are interested in CELTA course, the way it is, the way it looks like, then I can recommend you some CELTA centers, most of which are located geographically in Kyiv. There is a great education center, International Language Center, where I did my CELTA in 2020, International House in Kyiv, or there are two more centers located in Kharkiv, that's Cambridge English Center, Boyko School, or in Odessa, London School of English. So here you can see the logos associated with these centers. Now that's high time for all of you to immerse yourselves into this world of CELTA and into that enigma related to CELTA. Right now, I'd like to ask you to react to the following 8 statements by showing your thumbs up in case if you consider the statement to be a fact, or by showing your thumbs down if you consider it to be a myth. Now let's analyze the first statement. CELTA is only for native English speakers. React, please, by showing your thumbs up or down. I believe that I will have to stop sharing from time to time for me to see all of you. Once again, I will read it. CELTA is only for native English speakers. So many thumbs down. May I ask someone? Okay, I'm interested in Alina's opinion on this. Alina Soroka. So can you?
Yeah, so it seems to me that it's for just in general teachers who want to teach English in English-speaking countries, or for all people, for adults around the world. And if I'm a Ukrainian, that means like I can enroll this course because I can teach people, so...
Yeah, that's not only for native speakers, so that's for all those interested in their professional development, believe me. Then the next one. So again, I will share and we will continue. So CELTA stands for Teaching Advanced Level Students. I'm particularly interested in this final letter, A here, yeah? CELT S is about having standard qualification, and CELT P means CELTA Premium. So is it a myth or a fact? Again, I will stop sharing and see what your reactions are. This statement is much more difficult compared to the rest. Victoria Diachenko, so the only person who currently reacted to it, yeah, and Ivana Petrivska. So ladies, so do you know at least anything about these qualifications, or you kind of like showed your thumbs up so randomly?
Maybe these are predictions, not our knowledge.
These are your guesses. Yeah, your guesses. Victoria, what do you know about these different qualifications?
Well, it was my assumption, so I have exact knowledge about this.
Okay, then I will share again, so that all of you could read the statement once again. So, in fact, for a long time, CELTA was deciphered like certificate for English language teaching to adults. For a long time, not now. Nowadays, CELTA is deciphered as a certificate of teaching English language not just to other people, or just to not natives, to not natives, but to all the people willing. Whereas CELT-S and CELT-P, these are definitely the qualifications, but what do they stand for? They have nothing to do with standard or premium qualifications. No, CELT-S, sorry, that's a qualification that can be obtained by those secondary school teachers who are interested in dealing not with all the learners, but just with teenagers, secondary schoolers, as well as CELT-P stands for teaching primary learners. That's why, what do you consider to be a broader term, broader qualification? CELT-P, CELT-S, or CELTA?
CELTA.
CELTA, of course, CELTA, yeah, because so the course aims not just at teaching you how to work with adults, but with all those who are interested in teaching English to people of other languages. Then CELTA is intensive and requires a lot of commitment. CELTA is intensive and requires a lot of commitment. So. Tanya, Katya. Tanya Vasilkivska, could you please?
Yeah, I heard a lot of stories that there should be a lot of preparation and it's quite intensive training.
Yeah, I will share my story with you. So, but if I start telling it right now and today, so then it will take the time of the whole lesson. That's why I will just present by portions, bits by bits, some interesting ideas and life hacks related to that. I will definitely share all the ups and downs I personally experienced while doing the course. But you were quite right on saying that. So that's intensive and requires a lot of commitment. Usually, it takes from 4 to 5 weeks for you to be in the know. And during that time, you are supposed to fully immerse yourself in it. Because if you plan to do your CELTA and while, for example, while conducting classes or giving some private tutorials, believe me, that won't do. So that will end up you having definitely some health issues or a lot of stress. So even if you don't do anything, if you stop communicating with almost all your friends, so throughout the time of the course, that you will still think that you lack time because you will need more. Then CELTA improves both teaching skills and job prospects. Again. Yeah. Tatiana Rybnicka, may I ask you?
Yeah, I have heard a lot of my friends who has passed this exam, or passed this course, and they feel yourself much more confident in teaching different kind of learners, and also they have an opportunity to have chosen a much more they have much more opportunity to connect with someone.
Yeah. Okay.
Everything okay?
Yeah.
They have much more opportunity to work with different companies.
Okay, yeah. But does it immediately guarantee a job to you?
Of course not, because it's some kind of procedure. You need to get together all your knowledge, which you got from this course, and also understand deep into the information, understand how to produce this information for your learners.
Yeah, quite right. Thank you. Thanks a lot. I will tell you that all the IT companies are highly interested in these specialists, and the very moment when they get to know that you've done your CELTA course and you're having this certificate, that it so increases your chances of being hired. That's why it's highly essential and effective, not just for the teachers, for the prospective teachers, but for all those who would like to connect their lives with teaching, be it, for example, a university or secondary school or some IT courses and whatnot. Then you must have teaching experience before doing CELTA. You must have teaching experience before doing CELTA. No one is willing. So, yeah. Marina Ivanova. So will you please comment on it?
I think it's a myth because this course is designed for both new and experienced teachers and no prior teaching experience is required. just your strong English skills and willingness, desire to learn.
Perfect answer. Because never believe all those people on Instagram who say that among 5 first things you need to do right now is just to having your teaching experience. Far from that. So because CELTA, and it will be mentioned to you at the very first session of yours, it will be said that CELTA aims at enabling you to progress in your learning and as well as in your teaching. So, and what the trainers of the course would like to see in you by the end of the course is your progress. That's why, for example, if you are fully aware of everything, what's the point in taking CELTA if you, for example, know everything just right now? Then CELTA teaches student-centered and communicative teaching methods. CELTA teaches, Tanya Rybnicka. So many thumbs up. Could you please?
Okay, just that the first goal when I have visited this course to make my work more effective and don't use teacher resource so much. So I believe in it, and I know a lot that after this course your lesson has become much more student oriented, and you understand that you need to talk a lot.
Yeah, that you don't need to talk a lot,
Yeah.
as we used to mistakenly think before. Then the 7th, CELTA can be done full-time or part-time. Can be done full-time or part-time. Is it true or false, a myth or a fact? Marina Ivanova, okay, you're welcome.
It's a fact, and if it is offered in full time for you, it takes approximately from 4 to 5 weeks, and part-time it takes several months.
Yeah. So yeah, thank you for mentioning it. So I did not also mention one more option because it can be done online. So since 2020, it can be also done online because of this coronavirus situation and wartime situation, especially in our country. And the last one, CELTA is too theoretical and lacks practical training. Marina, so it seems to me that so you've already got your certificate in CELTA. Am I right? No?
No, I haven't.
Then, so could you please voice your opinion?
I think it's a myth because this course is very popular among teachers and it has, if I'm not mistaken, some hours of teaching practice.
Definitely not even some hours actually. So it has a lot or offers you a lot of hours for teaching practice. Just I will share my experience. So as I've already mentioned, so it usually lasts for 4 or 5 weeks. In case with me, these were 4 weeks. Then so they were subdivided into 2 first weeks when we worked with like pre-intermediate learners, and then so the rest 2 we dealt with with the upper intermediate learners, and throughout all this time we're giving classes. So like once in 2 days each of us was supposed to conduct a lesson. That's why 1 week we had, for example, 3 lessons to be conducted. The other week these were 2, then again 3 lessons and 2, with the final lesson to be assessed by some external assessor. It's a lot of stress, a lot of work, a lot of input, a lot of information to be consumed, but it's worth it. Then, if talking about stages in getting CELTA certificate, so because that's what you need to know, what are the steps in taking part in the process. First of all, you will need to be fully aware of what course type you'd like to choose. For example, full-time, or if you are like too busy and if your schedule is, for example, too intense, you cannot allow it to yourself to be excused from not conducting the classes for the whole month, because like these situations do happen in some schools, then maybe part-time will be better. So it means that you will have to take your course throughout a couple of months. So you will there will be some meetings appointed on working days or at the weekend. You'll be informed about it beforehand. So, but from my personal point of view, it's better to do it at once, kind kind of like full-time or online, but full-time. So for you not to like extend that time. If talking about like how much it costs, it's rather expensive because it ranges from almost $1,400 to 1,000 $1,500. Then, for you to be able to apply for the course, you need to be of eligible age, 18 years plus. You have a good should have a good command of English. Then, so if you like email a particular center you've chosen for yourself to take and pass your CELTA there, you'll be asked to do some language awareness tests. So they will send you some test and give you, for example, a couple of hours or a day for completing it. Then you'll have to send it back, and then in a couple of days, when these trainers look through this test, you'll be invited to having the interview, so that they could be fully aware that in your good level or command of English, and so that they could be fully aware that it were you, but not, for example, your friend or your teacher who helped you or assisted you in dealing with this test, and that it was definitely not GPT, who helped you to find out the correct answers. Then, so the very moment when you were accepted for the course and asked to pay for it, because you'll need to pay so at once. Then, so you will have to pay for the course, not for the certificate. The sum for the certificate, that's kind of extra money, so that you will be asked to pay 3-4 days before the end of the course. Why not immediately? Because even if you paid for the course, it does not guarantee that you will not fail it, believe me. So in case, if you ask me a question, does it mean that I can, for example, invest all this money, that's kind of like 30,000 hryvnia or something, or even more now. And does it mean that I can fail and no money is refunded to me? Yeah, absolutely right. That's why. So it just shows how intense the course is, how strict the rules are. Then, so before the course starts, like some PDF files and even books can be sent to you. So that's kind of like pre-course task, because the trainers may ask you to get acquainted with some books, with some materials and particular sections for you just to look through that, for them to be to be in the know that you've at least somehow aware of this theoretical input and of what to do with the learners while conducting the classes. Besides, on the very first day, you will sign some papers in which you will promise that plagiarism is not allowed in CELTA course. And you will sign the document in which it will be stated that you will need to participate in 120 hours of classwork and around 80 hours of some work outside the classroom that is aimed at reading, research, assignment writing. You will have 4 written assignments, and lesson preparation. Then comes such a stage as that is known as input sessions. Does it mean that you will have, like in schools, we have observation and like some classes when we are explained something and only after it we start trying our hand in teaching? Far from that. So they will alternate each other. So the input sessions with the theory will be provided alongside with you participating in lesson planning, reflection, and teaching practice. And I've already mentioned how it works. 3 lessons this week, 2 during the other one. Then again, 3 lessons during 1 week, and then 2 during the other one, the last one. Then you will also have to hand in 4 written assignments. That's why 4 weeks. So then one written assignment is given per week. Believe me. So here you need to show a detailed, thorough, and meticulous work on everything you've been asked about. So out of all of us participants, just 2 people usually got pass in handing in their written assignment. The rest were sent for resubmission. Resubmission, it's like your second chance. If you fail at the second chance, then you fail the course. You are not allowed to continue it. That's why the rules, I will repeat, are too strict. And then in final assessment and in final feedback, your trainers will provide you with a feedback that is usually oral one on your progress, total progress throughout the course. But no one will ever tell you openly in front of the rest whether you will get just pass, pass B, like kind of certificate with merit, or pass A, certificate with distinction. Out of all of us, no one got this pass A, and fewer are those who get it. So the most knowledgeable from the point of view of the trainees will get pass B, the rest will just get pass, and the requirements are very high, yeah, for them to be observed and for you to be able to get so even this pass B. Okay. As you've already noticed, because it was mentioned on this slide, the input sessions presuppose working within with the theory within 5 units. That's why CELTA can sometimes be also called CELTA 5. Just just because this common structure of all these units has been accepted throughout all the centers. Taking that into consideration, we, in our course, Introduction to CELTA or Pre-CELTA, decided to cover these topics because these are the topics that align with the units within CELTA. And we will definitely provide you with a thorough preparation, so on this theoretical input as well as on some practice that you will have at the very end. We will cover the topics like basics of ELT, understanding learners and theories of learning, motivating learners and student engagement, teaching grammar, vocabulary, listening, reading, speaking, writing, classroom management, error correction, assessment and feedback, planning your teaching, and during the 13th lesson of yours. That won't be me who will be talking. I will be talking throughout these 12 sessions. During the last one, the 13th, that is due on the 21st of May, you in the micro groups of yours of like 5-6 people, you'll be responsible for presenting your lesson plans. So by that time, we'll provide you with some space. I believe that this will be some Google Forms in which the groups will leave their lesson plans. And on coming to the session, we will ask you to comment on a particular stage of your lessons. But for you to be able to deal with that, we will need to cover all these topics first. Okay, while working on this pre-CELTA course or introduction to CELTA course, you will need to be well aware of the key abbreviations. Now I will ask you to leave comments in chat that will correspond to these abbreviations. Could you please do that? So you are not supposed to be in the know of all the abbreviations. At least leave comments or just say it orally if you wish, what some abbreviations stand for. I believe that as you've had a lot of methodology, yeah, in the classroom, yeah. So and you've participated even in observing and teaching your own lessons. I believe that these abbreviations will not be brand new to you. Yeah, CCQs, concept checking questions, says Olena, and that's absolutely right. Then TP, teaching practice. Thank you. L1, L2, Polina. So could you please decipher these abbreviations, L1, and L2? You can say it orally without the need of texting to save time. So what is L1?
The first language, our mother language.
Yeah,
and L2, like second language.
Yeah, so, or the target language, usually the one that we learn. Yeah, ELT, EFL.
English as a foreign language.
Yeah, and English language teach. Yeah, English language teaching. TP, teaching practice. Then PPP, presentation, practice, production. TPR, total physical response. TBL, task-based learning. Yeah. Then SLA, second language acquisition. Again, second language acquisition, assessment for learning. Yeah, so you managed you managed to cover quite a lot of items. TA, what does this stand for? Because no one currently mentioned it. TA, what does this stand for? TA, sorry. So what's it? Teaching assignment, or in other words, that's the task. Yeah, no, not teaching adults, but thank you for this assumption. So teaching assignment. Then what else is left? You've mentioned concept checking questions, but we also have ICQs. What's this? What's this?
Instruction
Instruction checking questions. Yeah, in case with CCQs, for example, we are checking through the questions as teachers whether our learners understood the meaning, for example, behind a particular vocabulary item, though in case vocabulary or grammar item, though in case with the instruction checking questions, we are checking how clear the instructions were, yeah, and whether our learners understood what is asked of them. Yeah. So VAK or VIK, what does this stand for? Because that's the only abbreviation. Visual, auditory, kinesthetic, yeah? So it deals with the way we perceive the information, yeah? And there is also the so-called VAK questionnaire that that enables us, through answering different sorts of questions, to find out what kind of learners we are, yeah? Here we have like these abbreviations like deciphered, yeah? So for you to look once again through all these abbreviations. Okay, now I will ask you as teachers, why do I address you as teachers? Since I've looked through the table with the column based on your experience, and I haven't seen a single person who wouldn't say that you did not have any experience at all. Quite a lot of you are given private classes, quite a lot of you work for or are hired for and by online schools. That's why you are well aware, like it seems to me, what to teach. So in case if it comes to teaching a language, what do we teach? I'd like to elicit that from you. What do we usually teach? I'm interested in all your responses. There are no wrong and right responses. Lera?
In general, we teach English, how just to communicate in general.
Okay. In particular, if it's English, let us dwell upon English. What exactly within English do we teach? Anastasia?
Some learning skills like listening, speaking, grammar, writing, reading, pronunciation as well, vocabulary.
Okay, so skills or aspects. Yeah, then you've mentioned vocabulary, pronunciation, grammar, quite right. So thank you. And now we are moving, yeah, to the first item on our on the table of contents, basics of English language teaching. Yeah, that's why. So the subject, I will tell you that the subject matter of English language teaching is pronunciation. You already mentioned grammar, lexis or vocabulary, yeah, also functional language or function in short, as well as discourse, and such skills, aspects or competencies, yeah, you can choose any word to describe them, as listening, reading, writing, and speaking. Now let us check how they are connected, how they are interrelated with each other. So we should subdivide like everything you've mentioned, yeah, into the so-called language systems and language skills. Jim Scrivener presented this table in his book in 2005, and he said that so we should talk about language systems
Actually, that's what we know about language. That's so the knowledge on phonology, lexis, grammar, function, and discourse, as well as we should develop skills, skills, because like through applying the knowledge that the students have already acquired, they can develop either their receptive skills, to which reading and listening belong, or productive skills that embrace speaking and writing. How does that work in practice? First of all, I would like also to mention that though we kind of like separate these skills on the slide, in fact, they are interconnected. Because even if in your calendar plan, you mentioned that you as a teacher, secondary school teacher, for example, going to have the lesson on listening or the lesson on reading, does it mean that your students will not speak, for example, throughout the lesson, that they will not, for example, write anything throughout the lesson? Of course not. Because even if, for example, we are developing such a receptive skill and consider it to be the practical goal of our today's class, like teaching reading, for example, through anticipation, through letting them guess what the text will be about, we involve them in speaking, as well as while checking, for example, their responses on such tasks as gist reading and, for example, reading for specific information. So we ask them to talk, or we set them the home assignment in which we will ask them to comment something in writing. That's why, these skills are interconnected, and for them to be developed, they should be based on the knowledge of language systems. Now let's have a look at a particular example. So here comes an example of a short micro dialogue between two people. For example, Anna says, so we don't know with what intonation, but just she says, "Give me the money." And somebody, Jessica, supposedly by name, says, "Stephen will be back on Friday." Let us now, in breakout rooms, analyze how this phrase should be pronounced. So to say, how will phonological language system work? So what can you like elicit from the sentence, "Give me the money," from the point of view of how lexical language system work? What will be your knowledge on grammar about this sentence? What will be the function of this sentence? And while analyzing two sentences, think of how discoursal language system will work. Okay, my dear colleague, Julia.
Yeah, so how much time do we have? Like 5
How much
minutes? 6
time?
minutes?
So let us give them like 6 minutes again. Yeah, 6 minutes
Okay,
again.
so 6 people in each breakout room, yeah?
Okay, let it be so. We'll elicit this information in plenary. We will not like ask each group, but we will just elicit it from all of them later.
All
Thank
right,
you.
so I guess we may start. Yeah.
And I will leave the task in the chat box area. Okay. People are coming back. Let's wait for all of them to appear. If no one left beforehand, then there should be 70 of you. 67. 3 people, so miraculously disappeared. But I believe that, so I can start. Okay, I'd like to elicit that at least a bit from you. So what I've noticed by jumping between the rooms is that some of you haven't understood the task. Maybe I had the problem with these instructions, or maybe the task is quite difficult for you. Some have already discussed, as they said, everything they could. So whenever we are talking about the sentence of the kind, in order to show how language systems work, let us analyze phonological language system. So to say, we will need to kind of like read this sentence. Yeah. So can I ask anyone to do that? Arseny, could it be you?
I will, thanks. Give me the money.
So give me the money. So you pronounced the sentence with what intonation? Low falling or low rising?
So it is fallen intonation.
Fallen intonation, okay. So can you hear distinctively all the sounds here? Like, should it be give me the money, like this? No. Say it once again.
Give me the money.
Okay, give me. Give me. Why give me?
Because of Lincoln.
Yeah, and because in the context, yeah, so context in this flow of speech, so like v can be pronounced the same way as m, and that's why. So in order to make it easier to pronounce, yeah, and we'll have give me the money. Thank you. Then, from the point of view of lexical language systems, what do we know about each component of this sentence from the point of view of lexis, or vocabulary? Okay, who can help me with that? For me not to appoint the people? From the point of view of lexis, analyze these words. Okay, give, yeah, give. What is the meaning? So what is the meaning of this verb to give? To present something, yeah, to present something. Then me shows what? What is the meaning of it? Shows whom something will be given to. Yeah, the recipient of the action. As well as the money, that's kind of currency or what will be given to me. Then, from the point of view of grammar, let us analyze these components of the sentence. So, what is known about each component of the sentence? Give me the money. How does the whole sentence sound? What is its aim? Give me the money. So it's an order or a request from the point of view of the function. That's why, give is a verb that is given in imperative mood. Yeah, imperative mood. So me is a pronoun in the that shows indirect indirect object, and then what will be given the money? It's a direct object. Yeah. So we've already analyzed the function, so I will just make a clarification that depending on whether you are pronouncing this sentence with low falling or low rising intonation, so it depends what we will have, the order or a request. The order will end with low rising intonation. Give me the money. Though when we ask somebody for helping, for example, for doing something to you, if it's a request, we will say, give me the money. Give me the money. We will not be that categoric. And from the point of view of discourse, we will need to take into consideration the second sentence as well. So, taken together, what implications these two sentences in the context of this short micro dialogue can suggest? Give me the money, says Anna, and Jessica responds, Stephen will be back on Friday. What is the implication behind?
Yeah, so Alina's raising her hand, please.
Okay, Alina.
I believe that it's not direct answer. If may say so, it's not like facultative speech act. I think it's not direct. Maybe the situation is really urgent So, and that's why the answer is like this. So maybe probably Steven can help with the money. Maybe there is like really bad situation with that. So I think that it's not like direct speech. I think it's indirect because the answer to the utterance is given in other words. It's not the maybe it's not the answer that was supposed to be here.
Yeah. Thanks a lot. Yeah, we definitely need to read between the lines to understand how discoursal language system work. Now let's compare our responses to what was suggested here, yeah, on this in this table. So phonologically, so it should be pronounced like "give me the money," yeah, and I've already explained with what sort of intonation. Lexically, give means to hand, to pass, to present somebody something to somebody. Me presents the reference to the recipient, the money, to the currency that will be given. Grammatically, we have imperative verb plus indirect object, direct object. From the point of view of the function, it's either a request or an order. And from the point of view of a discourse, it can imply that Stephen will pay you back on Friday. Yeah? Perfect. Alina, so yeah, deciphered all the implications so that this micro-dialogue contained. Okay, then whenever we are talking also about language teaching, we cannot but mention different approaches in it. So to say, they are grammatical, situational language approach, audiovisual or audiolingual, communicative, task-based, genre-based, and text-based. They appeared chronologically in different times. And with grammatical approach to be among the first, so it's like it originated so at somewhere in the 20s of the 20th years of the 20th century. Grammatical approach is also known as grammar translation approach. So of course, so it has a lot of drawbacks. So it means that here we rely on grammar that is out of context. So it's not at all authentic. Then, so situational language approach was aimed at improving the situation. And its aim was to use the particular grammar or vocabulary structures in the dialogues, in kind of pretend situations, yeah? Though these dialogues sounded unnatural, these were mainly written sentences, and they did not give an opportunity for the students to be fully aware of how to use the particular structures in real-life situations. Audiovisual and audiolingual approaches so dwelled upon the fact that the more our students will listen, the more they will watch, the more they will be able to imitate the speech of the native speakers. Good on the one hand, but what is a drawback about such an approach? What is a drawback behind this? Who can tell me? Okay, Tatiana?
They probably don't express their own opinion, only repeating after. And they memorize and copy only special phrase without logical thinking.
Yeah, here they act as passive observers. They do listen a lot, yeah, to the authentic speakers, but unfortunately, so they lack in expressing their own opinion. Then came communicative approach with authentic texts, with a focus on meaning, but so it had its own drawback as well. What can be bad about communicative approach? What can it still lack? So who can present their ideas fully and fluently? Only those who already have a good command of English, yeah? And if talking about the beginners, about those who just start learning a language, so how can you ask them to express their point of view in case if they don't even know how to connect, for example, some phrases, some grammar structures or vocabulary within a sentence? That can be a drawback of it. Task-based learning and task-based approach emerged so from communicative approach. And it meant So a lot of talking, and solving a lot of problems while communicating with each other. So on the one hand, that's great, but on the other hand, as well as in case with communicative approach, here we need to know some structures. We need to know these language systems in order for us to start developing our speaking skills. Genre-based approach was focused mainly on dealing with some texts in the social contexts. So the person who coined the term was Halliday, and he thought that in order to develop writing skills of our learners, that would be great to kind of like present different kind of texts to them so that they could have these texts as the model by looking at which they would create their own texts. That's great if talking from the point of view of writing, but from the point of view of the rest of the skills, they are not that well developed. And text-based approach means that we show or offer it to our students some authentic text types in different social practices, so that they are going to analyze and then kind of use some structures from these texts in order to use them in their further speech. Still, if we look at all these approaches chronologically, they can be presented in the form of the following timeline. And this timeline marks the movement from intellectual approach in teaching to the so-called informed eclecticism. Perhaps you've heard the term, perhaps it's quite new. In case if you've ever heard anything about eclecticism, could you please clarify what it stands for? So no problem if you don't know anything, so I'll help you with that. Still, maybe there are those who are already in the know. I will give you a hint.
Yeah, so Alina's raising her hand. That's
Okay, by Alina, could you please?
Yeah, so I suppose that's about the combination of different methods and approaches.
Yeah, so you're absolutely right. Yeah. So no method from because you've seen that while analyzing this table, so I analyzed not only the essence of it or the pluses of a particular approach, I also dwelt upon the drawbacks. That's why it means that there is not a single approach that is like a panacea for all the diseases. That's why informed eclecticism approach means that in case if needed, a teacher can use a combination of 2 or 3 or as many approaches as it's needed throughout the lesson to finally achieve the outcome, the learning outcome that he sets. Yeah. And so if talking about in more detail about these approaches, I would tell you that so grammar translation approach, that is considered to be the original, like the first one, yeah. So often competes. So they are in constant rivalry with communicative or action-oriented approach, because that was quite difficult, especially for the Soviet time teachers, to make this transition from grammar translation to communicative or action-oriented approach. So because our teachers previously got used to just reading and translating everything, yeah. Actually they taught about the language systems, though the aim was to teach the language or develop these 4 skills. In grammar translation approach, we focus on doing some exercises, doing grammar exercises, translating the text, though our main goal lies not in that. It lies in doing some activities and tasks with a particular aim behind that so that we could develop the skills. As a result, so when you apply grammar translation approach, what do we get? Learners act as robotics, because whenever they see the sentence in which the word like, for example, ago is used, they know ago is a marker of the past simple tense. And they use past simple not because they fully understand the meaning behind the sentence, but just because they've recognized this code. Though in case with the commutative approach, so the learners are able to use language meaningfully because they do understand the specific context of the situation in which the sentence is provided. That's why grammar translation approach is considered to be teacher-centered, though communicative or action-oriented approach is viewed as learner-centered. Besides, so in teacher-centered approach that is based on this grammar translation, it makes focus solely or completely on the educator, the teacher. So that's why in such a classroom, educator usually talks and the learners just keep mum, yeah? They do not develop their communication skills. Though in learner-centered classroom, both educators and students talk. Such a classroom may seem to be chaotic, but it enables so both of them to develop. And right now, as I'm fully aware that all of you have already worked with this theory in your classes, I'd like in plenary to assist in like filling out the blanks in this table. So if talking from the point of view of teacher-centered approach, who is the source of knowledge in teacher-centered approach? Will you please tell me? Who is the source of knowledge?
Teacher.
Definitely. And in learner-centered classroom, these are students as well as the teacher. Yeah, that's a collaboration. Then, if talking about student participation, do we have any in the teacher-centered classroom? If it's
teachers more talk, yeah, more talk.
Teacher talks more, yeah. So okay, then in learner-centered approach, that's these
opposite.
So these are the students, yeah, who talk most of the time. What is the role of an educator or the teacher in such a classroom?
Also teacher.
So teacher?
Also teacher, yeah, because he speak a lot, and as a result, he need to repeat a lot.
Needs to repeat a lot, yeah. Then in learner-centered classroom, what is the
like
role?
a facilitator, observes the working students working.
He facilitates, monitors, observes, provides feedback, but he is not just the master of the world. In case, if we talk from the point of view of assessment, in the teacher-centered classroom, so who provides this assessment? Who provides the feedback?
Teacher again.
Teacher. In learner-centered, that's
can be also both teachers.
Yes, can be the student himself if he analyzes, so his own work, the peers in general, and the teacher may give provide some correction, for example, or provide some ideas for a constructive feedback. And if talking about the class culture in a teacher-centered classroom, do the students here compete or collaborate? What do you think? They
collaborate. Compete probably in the first position.
Compete, because they would like to draw the attention of the teacher to themselves. Though in the learner-centered classroom, all of them collaborate. And for example, those who are more advanced in language help those who are less advanced or who have some problems. Okay, let us have a look at this table this time. Yeah. It seems to me that we've managed to mention everything. That's why, so in teacher-centered classroom, class culture is it's quite individualistic, though in learner-centered classroom, it's quite supportive. So that's why we can come to a conclusion that learner-centered approach should prevail in our classroom, because it enables us to develop 21st century skills. It sets us in real-world problem situations. It enables to develop the strengths and the interests of the students, and it aligns actually with the interests of our students. And do not forget, please, about these informed eclecticism approach, yeah? Because teacher-centered approach is quite good. But in some cases, especially when dealing with learners who are, for example, in their like primary school and who lack knowledge on grammar and vocabulary phenomena, perhaps that will be needed for you to to apply some other approaches like teacher-centered approach with grammar translation or any other, so that the students could feel comfortable, so that they could be fully aware of what to do and how to deal with that. Thank you for your participation in the class. I'm done this day. Sorry for being a bit in a hurry. So while discussing that, like these final slides, because I didn't want to keep you waiting. Yeah. So after the class, and I'm fully aware, thanks to these discussions provided by you, that you know a lot. Yeah. So on these issues. So the first sessions of ours may seem to be more theoretical, but the rest, those that will deal with teaching vocabulary, teaching grammar, and these competencies on reading, writing, receptive and productive skills, I mean, so they will be more practical. Now, the final touch to our class will be, could you please, in the chat box area, provide me with a figure or with a number that corresponds to the way you feel at the end of the class. I do hope, or I'd like to believe, that you are not like that squirrel in picture 5. Still be frank. So, and leave these comments in the chat. So can I have a link to the group? What link, Elizaveta? So stay after the class, we will clarify it, yeah? Okay, if you're asking about Telegram, yeah, I will definitely provide you with that. Thank you. So 8, thanks God, so everything came to an end. So comment behind this 8, Darina, could you please specify? So 9. Дарина Рудницька.
Тетяна? Тетяна Рибницька?
Дарина Рудницька.
Okay.
So she
okay, I can comment. So I choose 8. A second. Just have 2 laptops in one room. So I choose 8 just because I'm so happy to get to know that I know a lot already, and I'm happy that I'm here. And there are a lot of people who are ready to work together to share knowledge and get to know more together.
Okay, thank you for your response. And we have 3, so like with the squirrel that is yawning, Catherine. So one more person. Could you please give comments? Katya Streljuk.
So for me, yes, so this squirrel under this number means that you are extremely happy that you got a lot of information and useful information, but a bit overwhelmed and a bit, yeah, so we can say like tired, yeah, but still positive emotions prevail.
Okay, so and I'm glad to hear that thanks to your teachers, yeah, we should pay tribute to your teachers. Quite a lot of you mentioned that that's the information that quite a lot of you know. That's great. Then we will just focus on something that I hope you will help me with. So I will no longer conduct the lecture. So you will help me, you will assist me, and I will provide you just with some some life hacks for doing your your future CELTA course successfully. So thanks again for being present, for your kind words, for your kind assistance in in this lecture, and hope to see all of you in a week. By the way, remember that we have this Telegram group for communication, for exchanging messages. That's why, in case if you have any questions, feel free to text, feel free to ask. Yeah, Elizaveta asks when we will meet next time. So we have these classes appointed on Wednesdays. That's why we will meet in a week. So in these, we will have the same link to Zoom because it's a recurring conference. And also, I'd like to mention that in this Telegram group, so I will leave some short videos for you to watch. They will not take a lot of your time for you to get ready for the next class of ours. There will be no written assignment. I know that you are kind of snowed under with the number of all the tasks that you have at your universities. But while viewing these videos, you'll be able to be fully aware of what we will talk during our next classes. Okay, thank you. Enjoy your evening, the rest of it, and hope to see you in a week.
Thank you too. Goodbye.
Thank you.
Goodbye.
Nice to meet you.